What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of The Girl Who Talks Sports, the podcast where we talk sports and other girly things. I'm Sam Cardona, and thank you guys all for listening today. So today is actually a much different podcast episode than we usually do. I'm still going to talk about NFL Week 7, and that's about it, because I did a very long interview with a friend of mine. Her name is Jordyn Erard Coupe. She has a YouTube sports channel called SportyJordy, and you can check her out. I will put the link to her YouTube in the description of the YouTube video and into the podcast description as well if you want to check her out. And she happens to be an Eagles fan. I happen to be a Giants fan, so we met up Friday night to do a podcast together where we talked about the Eagles-Giants game on Thursday night, which, let me tell you, gave me a heart attack, but we get into the whole thing in this interview that I did with her. It's about an hour long. Again, I wasn't expecting it to be that long, but alas, it ended up being about 55 minutes. So basically, I'm going to go into NFL Week 7 today, give you the takeaways, and then you guys are going to jump right into that interview I had with Jordyn. It's not just Giants-Eagles. I should say that we go on tangent after tangent after tangent about everything going on in the NFL. So don't feel secluded if you're not an Eagles fan or a Giants fan or didn't watch Thursday Night Football, because I wouldn't be surprised if anybody just did not care. But so before we get into the episode today, we have to do our shameless plugs. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever it is that you get your podcasts from, as well as on the YouTube channel, The Girl Who Talks Sports. Press that little subscribe button, and also you can turn the little bells on to make sure that you get the notifications whenever I post a new video. So that's fun. You can also follow me on Twitter, TGWTS Podcast. I've been tweeting a lot more than I usually do, doing a lot of updates on the games while they're happening, some funny things that are going on in the world, some pure things that are going on in the world, and so on and so forth. So I believe that that is everything I need to plug. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into our injury update, our COVID update, and a brief takeaway of NFL Week 7, and then we will get into the interview with Jordyn. So first things first, there were a few key injuries this week, and there are also, obviously we always do our COVID update, so I decided to kind of put them together. So first things first, the biggest injury that came out of Week 7 was OBJ. Odell Beckham Jr. tore his ACL, and he is out for the season for the Browns. I think that's a really big loss because we've seen Odell step up immensely this season, and losing him probably has Baker shaking in his boots just a little bit, but they did end up winning over the Bengals this Sunday. We also had another sad day for the Dallas Cowboys. There was a very, very dirty hit on Andy Dalton. Obviously, he is the backup quarterback for Dallas. They lost Dak a few weeks ago for the entire season, but Andy Dalton is now on concussion protocol. Their backup to Andy Dalton is a man named Ben DiNucci. Obviously not many people know who Ben DiNucci is, but it doesn't look like they're really looking too far into getting another quarterback. Maybe they're expecting Andy Dalton to come back a lot sooner than they expect, but nonetheless, it was a very dirty hit, and it was just not a good day for the Dallas Cowboys. In terms of COVID updates, a running back from Jacksonville, Raquel Armstead, I think that this is a good PSA to throw out for this whole COVID situation. He's a 23-year-old running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he unfortunately contracted COVID-19 and has now been hospitalized twice for COVID. They expect him not to be coming back anytime soon, and he's really struggling with this illness. So if that doesn't put the point across that this guy, who is a fit young man who plays for a national football team, that even he is struggling with COVID-19, I think that should put some people's minds in the right place to say, maybe that this is actually a lot more serious than we think. So the Jacksonville should not be expecting that running back coming back anytime soon. In terms of the last thing we're going to talk about COVID, and that is the Las Vegas Raiders. the Raiders might be getting more of a disciplinary smackdown for COVID than the Tennessee Titans. And a lot of people were wondering why. So obviously I've talked about in the past, the last few COVID updates, that the Raiders had a few COVID cases, and there was also a time when Darren Waller, the tight end for the Raiders, had a charity event in which lots of people were there, not following protocols at all, not wearing masks, and a lot of people were fined individually for that, and obviously Darren Waller being one of the top people to get fined. I believe it was $30,000. But they might lose not only just a fine, but they might actually lose some draft picks, if not one, two. I have no idea what their disciplinary reasons are going to be. However, a lot of people were wondering, well, the Titans had 23 people get COVID. It just kind of seemed like the Raiders just didn't care, and the Titans maybe didn't follow it as strictly, but they were still trying to follow COVID protocols. That's what it seems to be the deal here. And again, like I said, it was the charity event is one of the things. There was a non-credentialed employee in the locker room, which shouldn't have been, and it's possible that that person had COVID-19 and, might have gone a little crazy over in Las Vegas. And also, their tackle, Trent Brown, happened to be someone who did not wear his contract tracing device, which they're supposed to wear, and I believe it's like a $500,000 fine if you don't wear it. So he was not wearing that, and it just kind of seemed like the Raiders were not following protocols, not because they forgot, but maybe because they didn't want to. So it's very possible that the Raiders might get some severe disciplinary reasons thrown onto them more than just a fine like the Titans had. All right, so that is that update, and let's just talk quickly about NFL Week 7 before we get into the second part of this podcast. I'm not even going to talk about all the games. I'm just going to rattle off the top things that happened in this past Sunday and Monday. Actually, we're not even going to delve into Monday. Bears-Rams was quite boring to me, honestly. The Rams ended up winning. Let's start off first with one of the biggest things. The Falcons lost because they scored a touchdown. They should have been running the clock down. Instead, Todd Gurley decided to run, and he thought that he was going to stop before the plane to get a touchdown. Instead, he ended up accidentally crossing it, giving the Detroit Lions just over a minute to play, getting down the field and scoring a touchdown. So the Atlanta Falcons lost, and also lost another lead once again. So not great. Baker Mayfield had a day on Sunday. He had 5 touchdowns and beat the Bengals. However, Joe Burrow seems to be having fantastic games every single weekend and doesn't seem to win, probably because he plays for the Bengals. And obviously, like I said before, losing Odell Beckham Jr. might make a big deal for the Cleveland Browns. Pittsburgh is the only team left, not only in the AFC, but in the league. They have not lost a game yet. They are undefeated, and they versed the Titans in a heart-pounding ending. It ended up being 27-24 was the final score, I believe, and the only reason why they didn't seem to either go into overtime or lose that game is because Steven Gostkowski missed the final field goal, and the Steelers ended up winning. It was, let me tell you, I was screaming my head off. And I was by myself. It was insane. The Jets lost, but that's not surprising. What is surprising is that it was against the Bills, and the Bills did not score any touchdown whatsoever. They beat them solely on field goals, and they scored 6 field goals. So, not fantastic for the Bills, I don't think, especially against the Jets, but they did ended up getting that win, which is all that matters. Like I said earlier, the Cowboys are slowly falling apart. Ezekiel Elliott had yet another fumble. It has not been, the Cowboys are deep in the struggle hole for sure. It's not looking good. And again, if Ben DiNucci from James Madison University is going to be their starter, I'm not sure how far the Cowboys are going to end up going. We had our first snow game in Denver, which was very exciting. It was Chiefs and Broncos. It's very fun watching the Broncos play in like basically their natural habitat. However, they are playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and Patrick Mahomes seems to be able to do anything in any sort of inclemented weather. The 49ers blew past the New England Patriots. It doesn't seem like the Patriots, unless Bill has something up his sleeve. I don't know if they're going to be able to come back from a 2-4 record. They have not lost 3 games back-to-back since 2002. So this is a bit of a wake-up call for the Patriots organization. It's a little, again, I think they're down there in the hole with the Cowboys. Cam Newton actually ended up getting benched for Jarrett Stidham. And he threw 3 interceptions, only completed 9 out of 15 passes. Not great for Cam. And a lot of people were trying to say, oh, well, he's got COVID in the, maybe he's not well enough to play. And Cam came out and said, no, that's not the case. I am struggling to play. Justin Herbert. Woohoo! Justin Herbert got his first win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm so excited. He played excellent. I love watching Justin Herbert do well in games, and he's been doing well for the past few weeks, and he finally paid off and got his first win against Jacksonville. He had this beautiful 70-yard touchdown to Jalen Guyton. Just stellar stuff, and I love watching Justin Herbert play. At the end of the Jordyn interview, we talked just slightly about Justin Herbert and how much we both love him. So I'll just leave that spiel till the end of the episode. And finally, Sunday night, where's the last game we're going to talk about? Sunday night. Oh my gosh. Seattle, Arizona. And Arizona beat the Seattle Seahawks in overtime, and this is the one I'm going to talk just a little bit more about. First things first, DK Metcalf is a insane human. I don't think that he's from this planet, but nonetheless, DK was able to catch up with Budda Baker, who intercepted Russell Wilson and was speeding down the sidelines like no problem. All of a sudden, here comes DK Metcalf sprinting, going almost 22 miles an hour to catch up to Budda Baker, which stopped him from getting a pick six. It was absolutely monstrously insane. The Arizona Cardinals somehow won despite some reason kicking a field goal on second down, and then Cliff Kingsbury ended up icing his own kicker. Gonzalez somehow made the first one, but he called timeout, and then he missed the second one. Russell got the ball back, didn't get to the end zone. They got the ball back again. Kyler gets them into field goal range. He makes the kick. They didn't ice him this time, and the Arizona Cardinals ended up winning the game. It was preposterous, to be quite honest with you. I was so flippin' tired. And I literally said, I was like, every single time I'm absolutely exhausted and I just want to go to bed. Primetime games go into overtime, and it drives me insane, but it was worth it, to be quite honest with you. It was one of the best games of the week, and the Seattle Seahawks should just play primetime every week because they can't seem to play a normal football game. And obviously there was a lot of comparison between Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray because they are both our short kings of the NFL, running quarterbacks, and Kyler came out on top, and to be quite honest, he played very, very well, and me rusted too. It was, let me just say, it was just a fantastic game. I was very much enjoying myself. Are you not entertained? Sorry if I didn't talk about your team this week. Again, we're trying to make it quick so that this podcast isn't 17 hours long. But yeah, so here, let's just jump right into it. Here is the interview with Miss Jordyn Erard Coupe, where we talk NFL, Harry Potter, Eagles, Giants. Just think of it. We talked about it for the next 55 minutes, and then we will end off the show after that interview with our feel-good story. Before we get into the interview, I just want to do a quick disclaimer. Jordyn is mic'd up, but we lost her audio, so unfortunately we've had to use my audio where she can hear her behind me, so it kind of sounds like she's far away. But you can understand her completely. It's not a problem. It's just not the best sounding audio. But I hope you guys enjoy. All right, everybody. So we are here with our very first guest. Well, first real guest. My brother has been on the podcast before, but Our first guest ever on the show is Miss Jordyn Erard Coupe, aka SportyJordy.
It's an honor to be here, really.
I'm so happy that you're here.
I'm here with the girl who talks sports herself.
Thank you.
So this is unbelievable to me.
So, well, tell the people about yourself a little bit, Jordyn.
All right, well, me and Sam met when we both worked at NFL Films over in Mount Laurel. We spent the entire 100th
season.
So it was a very big deal
of
the NFL career, or wait.
The NFL season. Or the NFL as a whole.
Yeah, we spent the 100th season together, which was a very big deal.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely fantastic. And I studied radio, television, film production, sports communication and media, and broadcast journalism in school. Me and Sam were pretty much both productions assistant. I was actually her intern, so
yeah. We were equals. We did the same things.
But you were the adult version. You were the one step above. And then we both were trying to do our thing and the pandemic hit.
Right.
So we're both severely unemployed.
Yeah.
And here we are. I just started my YouTube channel. So Sam's been helping me out, giving me pointers. And now we're going to do this together.
Yeah, so make sure you check out her YouTube channel. It's SportyJordy, SportyJordy.
Yes, I know. The T and the D messes everybody up.
Yeah, SportyJordy.
Jordy, yeah. It's a weird thing.
So make sure you check her out. She does a lot of, mostly football. It's all football.
It's all football for right now. We'll see what happens.
Right. But same thing like my podcast. It's like the girl who talks sports, but like mostly football and like sometimes other things.
Yeah, occasionally I'll drop a reference to something else, but
right.
I'm pretty football. I was trying to think of a football pun with my name, but I couldn't. So SportyJordy it is.
It works quite well.
Thank you so much.
So the reason I'm having Jordyn on the podcast this week is because, as many of you know, I am a Giants fan. However, Jordyn here, being from South Jersey, is an Eagles fan.
We are rivals.
Yes.
We are rivals.
We're like frenemies.
Yes. We're actually I'm proud of how well we deal with it.
Yeah.
Because we are until we're playing each other.
Right.
We are very supportive.
Very supportive.
I will not root for the Giants, but I'm very nice to her about it.
Yeah,
and I congratulate her when they do well, and she does the same to me, which is honestly difficult to do.
But also rare when we do things good.
Yeah. I think you feel my pain. We're both in a toxic relationship.
Yes, we are.
With the NFC East. It's like that toxic boyfriend where they let you down.
All the time.
And you're like, I'm done. And then they come back and they do something remotely forgivable.
And you're like, oh my God.
I can see a silver lining. And then you have faith. And then they always let you down
Just let you down right again.
But here we are.
So, obviously... our podcast obviously comes out on Wednesdays, but it is Friday, October.
I don't even know the date.
23rd.
Oh, wow. This month flew by.
Yeah, it did.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
What even is this year? So yesterday was Eagles Giants Thursday night football. We have been planning this for a very long time.
I just got stuck. My ring got stuck in my hair. We've been talking about this for a while, and we said, because we get to play each other twice, but we thought the Thursday night game, it had more meaning. It's
prime
more
time.
Special, yes.
Prime time.
And we could not have picked a more perfect game because, oh my God.
So we're gonna get into this specific game because so many people were like, oh my God, this is gonna be the worst thing ever in the history of everything.
It was the meme of Squidward walking out with the chair, seeing that it was Giants Eagles, and then packing up the chair and turning around inside. But it was actually a good game.
Okay, yeah. So it was very close. It was almost a shootout, basically. The biggest lead was 2 touchdowns, which we'll get to all that. But so let's start out with just the general aspect of this game. So tell me from the Eagles side how you were feeling in general about this game.
Okay, so going into it, I don't say this as a dig to you in any regard.
It's fine.
Going into it, it should have been a guaranteed easy win in my mind.
Yes.
But the way we've been playing this season, that is not the case. There is no guarantees. I don't even get my hopes up anymore because it's been very traumatizing, honestly. So I went into it. I don't know what's going to happen. And we started off strong. Our opening drive even.
Yeah, no, when that first happened, I was like, oh, this is the game.
It's
over.
This is it. This is what it was like our momentum switched, but then it was 10-7 up until the half. Neither one of us could do anything at that point. We were going back and forth. And then, of course, the panic sets in because the Eagles' history. I mean, we started the season off 17-0 against
That's the football team.
Oh my God.
That's okay. I slipped up last week.
We need to censor it. We need a bleep.
I will put a bleep in there.
Washington. So I knew, I was like, all right, we have the 3-point lead going into the half, but
a 3-point lead is nothing.
Nothing, especially when we had 17 and blew that. So at halftime, I was panicked. I was working, unfortunately. So my manager comes up to me, literally looks me dead in the eyes and goes, "You look absolutely miserable." And I said, "I am scared for my life right now."
Yeah.
Because we would have gone to the bottom of the division
like that. Yeah. Yep.
Like that. So there was a lot on the line for the worst division in football. But it was a roller coaster of emotions. And then that last minute and 20 seconds,
yeah.
I'm fully convinced I had a heart attack.
Oh, I think we both did because I saw my life crumble before my eyes. So obviously the Eagles won this game by 1 point.
1 point.
But the thing is, last week the Giants beat the football team by 1 point. And I was like, you know what? I will take that win.
Yes.
I will take it. A win is a win and I will take it.
Absolutely.
So I understand how that is.
It feels kind of sad to be like this. Like, I was in such a good mood today. Like, wow, the Eagles won a game. It was a sketchy win. It was a scary win. But like you said, a win's a win. I'll take it.
Right. So from my point of view, as a Giants fan, I thought that the Giants played really well. I don't know. I don't know if that was just me, but it seemed like the word that I saw a lot of people referring to the Eagles as, even though they won, was a bit pathetic.
Yes, 100%.
So, so would you agree that even though they won that game, it was almost like they didn't deserve that win?
We really didn't.
I mean, at the end, you guys did really well.
That's what I was going to say. We didn't. I mean, and that's kind of the tendency with the Eagles. It's our pattern. We do horrible, horrible, horrible when we really shouldn't do horrible. And then in crunch time, we somehow figure it out and scrape by. So, like anybody else, I'm biased. I'm 100% biased.
I know, but that's okay. That's why you're here.
Yes. So everybody else looking at it like this is the most pathetic win. It's like guaranteed it is the most pathetic win. But I'm grateful.
Yeah. Because
we pull through when we need to. And hey, we could win. I saw a statistic. We could win the division with like a 6-8-1 record or something.
Amazing.
Ridiculous. So like,
amazing.
Whatever happens, like do what you got to do, and I'll take it. I'm not asking for a lot here.
The thing is with the NFC East is that you can be literally 2-4-1 and be first in the division, but it's also scary because one game can change a lot of things. So like the Giants could win and then all of a sudden now they're in second place, and like the Cowboys obviously tragically just lost Dak Prescott, which we discussed was like devastating for
we were both in tears.
We were both crying.
And like I dislike the Giants, I dislike the football team, but there's a different rivalry with the Cowboys, and I think you feel that too.
Yes, I do.
Because I think they're the one team
they're
in the
a threat.
division. Yes, they're
a threat.
Really the only threat to all three of the other teams.
Yeah.
But when that happened, we were both in tears.
Yeah,
it was heartbreaking. You don't wish that upon anybody.
I was like, why am I sad?
Yes. Like, you would think people were texting me, congratulations, now Eagles have a chance, but it's like, you don't want that.
No, because Dak seems like a really good person.
He's hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, he really does.
And he's had a real tough year, so like, I feel so bad for him. But he's in good spirits now, which makes me feel a little bit better. But so
he's in good spirits because he saw how bad they are without him, and now he knows he actually has a real chance of getting paid.
He's gonna get so much money.
After that game, Jerry Jones should have signed him to like a Patrick Mahomes deal, because saying I'm sorry, basically. Like,
yeah. No. Yeah.
Like, please forgive me and come back.
I
because
saw
we need you.
I saw a tweet about a guy that was like, it was halftime, and he was like, why is Jerry Jones not taking out his checkbook right now and going to Dak Prescott and just handing him a blank check and saying, write a number down?
Yeah, honestly. Tell me what you need and I'll give you anything at this point.
And everybody was like, oh my God, Andy Dalton? And you were just like, no! The man was a Cincinnati Bengal.
I know. I was convinced. I didn't think it was going to be pretty. I didn't think it was going to be that bad.
No, it was so bad.
And even Zeke.
2 fumbles.
Yes. Who, like, is one of those players that should be holding that. We're going on a total Cowboys
Oh,
tangent,
absolutely.
But, like, we needed to get this out.
It's all good.
He's one of those players that should hold that team together and really let them down. Because, like, Andy Dalton, it's his first game coming in on a new team. Like, to be a little uneasy is kind of understandable. And like you said, he was a Bengals. Like, there wasn't real expectations there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was something.
Right. All right. So let's get back.
Let's go back to the real conversation.
I know. We started talking about Cowboys. We could go on and on about the Cowboys.
Get really fired up.
So let's just talk about some of like the main things from this game. And I think the biggest thing that is being memed the hell out of
is it the fall?
It's the fall.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones. First of all,
Let me hear this.
Let's give a nice round of applause for this man.
That was all
because I'm gonna put thunderous applause in here.
Okay.
Because the man was running at 21 miles an hour. He is one of the top 3 rushing quarterbacks in the league with Lamar Jackson and Cam Newton.
That sounds so fake.
It doesn't sound real.
It blows my mind. And I actually saw something, one of like the NFL accounts posted it. He was like 0.7 miles per hour below Tyreek Hill's fastest speed.
Literally cheetah. Like the cheetah man.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
This is Danny Dimes. What did you just rename him?
I called him Danny Sneakers now.
That's so fair.
He just like tied up his running sneakers and was just like, see you later, guys, and just took off. But the big thing here.
They don't even need Saquon. They got Danny Sneakers.
And we just lost Devontae Freeman. So it's great. We love our run game. Okay. And our O-line sucks. Okay.
Oh, don't even. You can't even.
We're not going to get into this right now. We're talking about the fall.
The fall.
We only have a number amount of times. Okay. So he's taking off. He's running. He's got nobody around him. The man eats the turf, literally, for dinner. I hope he was hungry because the man ate the turf. And like the whole time he was running, he was tilting forward. And you can ask my brother, I was like straddled my armchair and I was like, do not fall, Daniel, do not fall. And there he went down into the ground.
I honestly think it was a very impressive run. It was incredible.
80 yards.
80 yards. I honestly didn't think, I think that he didn't know he could move that quick.
I don't think so either.
He was moving and he was like, what's happening? What? Oh my God, I'm thinking of like one of those nostalgic like Nickelodeon cartoons where they're running and like their feet is like a blur.
Yeah. It's like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yes. Like SpongeBob where he's like, you want to see me do it again? Yeah. Like, and that was Daniel Sneakers. And
do you want to see me do it again?
He just could not keep up with his feet and inevitably tripped.
Yeah, I mean, he's a large man.
He's
like 6'5", 200-something pounds. The legs were just flying. He was taking him, which is part of the reason why he was going so fast, probably, was that his legs are like 17 feet long.
I think my favorite part about the whole thing, though, was when whoever the director was decided it was a good idea to cut to his teammates on the sideline.
Laughing.
Pointing and laughing. Like, they weren't even pissed that he didn't get the touchdown. They were like, ha! He tripped.
I know. It was actually hilarious, though.
Was.
But he was yards away from getting a touchdown. It would have been such a big play. But the good news is, well, for me, is that the Giants did score on that drive. Yes. And, Danny got us down the field. So that was just a crazy I was just like, oh my God. First of all, when he did this last week too. I don't know if you saw that, but like he faked out the cameraman last week. He did a handoff. The cameraman panned to the guy who thought he handed off to, and he starts running down the sidelines. Yes. And I'm like, just pointing at him, and I'm just like, where does he think he's going?
Yes.
Who is this man?
He's just going on an afternoon jog.
Yeah.
He's getting his steps in.
All I have to say is Eli Manning could not. I love the man with all my heart, but that man was not a running quarterback.
It wasn't. I think this is the new norm for
running quarterbacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like the traditional Drew Brees and Eli, it's totally getting phased out. Like, yeah. I don't see it happening as much. It doesn't work as much. It's too easy to read.
Dual threats.
Yeah. It's a necessity now. Because even Joe Burrow, I mean, and him with his sliding.
Oh, my God.
He's trying and he's practicing so hard, but every quarterback now needs to move.
Yeah, it's just the way that the game is evolving now. Yes. It's just the way that it is and everything.
But no, I'm thoroughly impressed.
Oh, my God.
With Daniel Jones.
Breaking news.
Oh, God.
Antonio Brown just went to the Buccaneers. Officially.
I wish I could come up with a word for the things that...
Oh, my God.
Like,
I mean,
just got that notification?
It's from 12 minutes ago. I didn't look at my phone till just now. Breaking. AB joining the Bucs.
They're monopolizing.
They are... Oh, that makes me so mad because I want the Packers to win that division so bad. They need to. We love Aaron Rodgers. Aren't they? Oh, no, NFC. I mean NFC. Jordan's looking at me like, what are you talking about? I keep thinking that the Packers and the Bucs are going to be the NFC championship game.
That would be...
That's my thought.
NFC is totally up in the air.
Yeah.
First, we're going to go on a whole tangent.
We're going on a tangent. It's fine.
Seahawks, Packers, Bucs, the Bears?
The Bears are 5-1.
They're leading that division.
That's your man's. That's your man's Nick Foles. Wait.
Plot twist.
Buccaneers.
Bears. NFC Championship game.
Oh, my God.
Can you imagine?
No. That would be insane. Especially the fact that the Bears just beat them on Thursday Night Football. What was that, last week? 2 weeks ago?
2-0 against Brady.
In prime time.
He ruined Brady's perfect Thursday Night Football
Sucks
record.
to suck, Thomas.
He's in timeout in my book for still not shaking
well,
his hand,
I mean, this podcast, we went a bit too hard, I think, against Tom Brady and the fact that that whole debacle happened. Yeah. I was ripping on the man.
Yeah.
I felt kind of bad afterwards listening back to it because I just ripped that man apart.
I even started it off by saying, I'm not necessarily a Tom Brady hater, and then went on for 5 minutes hating every single thing about Tom Brady. So
yeah, we're not. I mean, right, I respect him, but
respect everything he's done. All right, and now he has Antonio Brown.
All right. So the Eagles, the Eagles are.
I don't think we can continue. I think.
What do you mean?
I mean, obviously we're going to continue, but.
I was like, what?
No, I'm not leaving you. But oh my God, Antonio Brown. Now, oh my God, all the breaking. I feel like where he goes, drama follows.
It does. It happens. But it seems like Bruce Arians tries to have a Belichick mindset where he wants everybody to be super orderly, but he's just not at that same level.
Yeah, he's not as tough.
He's trying to be so hard on Tom. He says so many mean things about him. He's like, he could have done better. And I'm like, that's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Relax, Bruce. All right? Take it easy. Bruce.
Calm down. Well, now that the Bucs have 900 brilliant receivers.
Where's their salary cap at? It's like them and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Where are you getting this money from?
And the Ravens?
Where is this money coming from?
I don't know. Can you give some to the Eagles? Because our only 2 offensive starters right now are Wentz and Jason Kelce.
Right, so that's what I wanted to ask you about next. Yeah. So you guys lost you might have lost Lane Johnson yesterday. Yeah. Deshaun Jackson is out indefinitely, which, by the way, I just want to go on the record to say I was not a fan of that hit on Deshaun Jackson. That was very dirty. We were talking about it before, how we were like, how did that man not get ejected? Yeah. I was just, the second it happened, I was like, ooh, that was not a good hit. That's not okay. So Deshaun Jackson struggling, couldn't walk. It's
sad because he brings nostalgia to me because I grew up.
He's been around forever.
Yes, he was a beast on the Eagles. When I was a child, growing up, I recognized Deshaun Jackson with the Eagles. So when they brought him back, first game he had the 2 50-yard touchdowns. I just saw hope. Like, I was like, he is going to be unbelievable.
Was he hurt last year?
Oh, the entire year.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
That one game.
Yeah, the one game. Yeah, I remember.
And that was it.
Being at work last year and you just absolutely losing your mind. Yes. I remember that.
Yes. So, that happened. And then what's funny, if we won that playoff game against the Seahawks and moved on, he was actually eligible to come back that next week. But there was a dirty hit on Wentz. Not going to go there.
It is what it is.
But so now he finally comes back. They were super cautious with him the first couple weeks. Then he missed because he was hurt. He had all hamstring.
Yeah.
There was so much happening. And then he comes back. Not that he really did much. And I hate to even say this. At this point, it feels like a waste of money because we really can't even utilize them.
Yeah.
We got 2 50-yard touchdowns from him in a season and a half. And they were in the first game of last season, and that was it.
And it's not even like you can, like, get hurt and then come back 100%. The more you get hurt, the more damaged you get. Like, you're not the same player. No. I mean, that's why I'm so concerned about Saquon. Because, like, when you tear your ACL, like, it is very hard to become the person you were before that. So I'm so concerned about the man, like, genuinely. But I have hope. It's going to be fine.
What inspires me about that situation was last year he had an ankle injury, wasn't it his ankle?
Yeah.
And he came back, worked his butt off, came back way earlier than everybody expected, and was totally himself. He didn't miss a beat.
No.
So I'm hoping ACL is obviously much more intense than an ankle, but I still think with his drive, I mean, he's just sunshine. Like, he really is just sunshine. And I have hope for you.
Yeah.
I believe in him.
Yeah. So I really hope that he comes back.
I'm literally like shoving my fingers, like the magic. I am putting good juju.
Thank you.
Your way, because you need him.
He was at the game last night and he was just like chilling up there and he had, like was like in his little track jacket and his mask and he was just like so happy watching Danny run and I was like, oh my God, Saquon! It was so, and I love his little 26 earring that he's got. Have you ever seen that? He has an earring on one of his ears, and it's number 26 that dangles off of it. It's so cute.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it's really cute.
I'm a Saquon fan.
I
don't know
Saquon.
How anyone could not be.
He's like Dak.
Yeah, he really is.
It's like they're the same person. Like they're genuine. They seem really nice, like genuine people, and like you hate to see those kind of people go down.
Yes. Dak, I honestly wish was on another team.
Yeah.
So I could. Like, I support every other quarterback. And, I mean, sorry, I know. I don't like Baker. I'm not a fan.
I love Baker!
I know. But, like, I would love to see Dak on any other team so I could actually root for him. But that's...
I feel like I'm, like, alone on the Baker train. Like, I feel like I'm, like, apart with all of, like, people from Ohio and, like, maybe some, like, Oklahoma fans from when he was in college. It's, like, me, and I'm, like, chewing at the top of the train, and, like, there's nobody else there. A lot of people, like, he's kind of, like, spunky. I don't think a lot of people like his personality that much, but I love him so much.
I know.
I love him.
I know you do. There's something... I honestly think... It's funny. I saw a meme about this that was, like, Baker Mayfield's commercials feel different when he has a winning record. And I said, there's some truth to that. Maybe it's just because I see him promoting himself all the time.
Yeah.
And... the Browns stink.
Yeah, they do.
So it was like, dude, like, I'm sick of seeing you. You're not.
I know.
You're not executing.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll come around to it once he starts.
I mean, they are what 4-2.
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, they haven't been 4-2 in like centuries.
No.
Feels like.
When's the last? They haven't made playoffs.
I believe. Yeah, no, it's been a long time. I believe when they went, when they got an 2-1 record, I believe they had a winning record. It was the first time since like 2001. And I like did the math in my head, and I was like, okay, last time they were like winning, I was 5, and Jordyn, you were 3. Because Jordyn and I are 2 years apart. So yeah,
it's scary. My sister might have not even been born yet, which is. Terrifying.
Oh my God, your sister was born in the 2000s? That makes me feel so old.
She was born in April of 2001.
Oh my God, that makes me feel so old. I know I don't have a right to say that being born in 96, but we were still 90s babies.
Yes.
We were still considered 90s babies. All right,
where were we? We started this conversation about
This is going to be a long episode.
This is, but there's a lot to go over.
We're at 25 minutes, but that's okay.
Okay, there's something I want to ask you.
Okay.
From the Giants' perspective.
Okay.
When you were watching the game, I want to know what you thought of Doug Peterson's late challenge flag.
Okay, so I was surprised because I was expecting it.
Yep.
Because when I saw, it was pretty sure it was Golden Tate who caught the ball. I saw Golden's knee go down, and I was like, oh, he's down there. And then, like, obviously they marked him as a first down instead. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I was like, you know what? I'll take that. But odds are Doug Peterson is going to challenge this. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting. They snapped the ball.
He's very aggressive. Like, he challenges a lot. Like, he's not afraid to use his voice.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, he's a great coach, I think. So I was expecting him to do something along those lines. And they snapped the ball. There's no challenge. And I was like, that's weird, but okay, I guess they're just accepting it for what it is. And what I heard, I believe Joe Buck was doing the game with Troy Aikman, and I heard him say that it looked like Doug Peterson was waiting for someone from upstairs to tell him to challenge it. Like they had the better angle of it because he maybe wasn't sure. But so that's what it seems like might have happened.
That's fair.
But also, like, at that point, like, why wouldn't you just challenge it anyway? You lose one time out if it's wrong. Yeah. And it seemed like at that point it would have been right. Like they would have not marked it as a first down, and I think it would have been fourth down or third down. Because
like I said, I was watching it while I was working, so I saw the knee go down.
Yeah, and they kept replaying it over and over again.
And so I'm walking. I mean, you saw the restaurant that I work at, 100 TVs. I look and I'm like, all right, don't worry about it. Next time I walk inside after I talk to my table, they're snapping it. And I was like, what's happening here?
It was very weird.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was a weird.
Yeah. No, but I definitely agree that it should have been challenged. Whether or not, I believe it wasn't a first down. I really think his knee was right there.
Yeah, I think so.
They could have argued it, like, you know, with the line and stuff like that.
It was initially ruled a first down.
Yeah.
I can see on the opposite side when clearly we needed that to not be a first down.
Right.
I could see them say there's not enough evidence for us to overturn it since this was the initial ruling on the field, even though when you look close enough, I think you can tell the knee was down.
Yeah. The whole thing was very strange.
One of the food runners that I work with comes up to me after that and goes, the NFL's rigged. And I was like, sir, no, it's not. And he was like, they want the Giants to win this game, and da-da-da-da. I was like, all right, sir, you're an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
You're freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
They're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
The NFL is not rigged.
No.
We both worked at NFL Films.
Yeah, we know.
It's very real.
Yeah. Roger Mann was our boss, technically.
Yeah. He gave us gifts every month. That sounds so weird. I should not have.
Everybody got
gifts.
stuff for specific months and stuff like that. It wasn't just just the two of us. It wasn't like Raj just calling us up. You're just like, hey, intern and PA, I got something for you.
You've been doing real great work for me. Thank you. I couldn't do this without you guys.
He saw our bumps.
He did.
He saw our bumps.
They're not going to know what bumps are.
Yeah, it's okay. They're teasers before the commercial break.
This whole thing sounds...
Yeah. The TV show we used to work for was Good Morning Football, in case anybody was wondering. So... Yeah, so the challenge thing was weird, and you could tell how pissed off he was afterwards, too, when the refs went over to him and they were like, no go.
Yeah.
He was like, you could see it on his face. He was like, are you kidding me? Like, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah. And I was just like, damn. Well, good for us, but sucks for you guys. I think that it definitely was a very interesting situation that happened there. But again, I think that he was waiting for someone upstairs to tell him to throw the challenge flag.
I just think at that point, one, as a head coach, two, you should know when it's too late.
Yeah. I think that literally he threw it as they snapped it.
Yeah.
It was almost instant, at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was a bit of a...
I just feel like that kind of sums up the whole game.
And the fact that you guys did not get not one, but two failed conversion attempts for 2 points.
For the second week in a row, might I add.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why do you guys struggle so much with 2-point conversions?
I can give you a couple reasons. I said this earlier, but
Let me just pull out my list.
I'm just going to remind everybody, our only 2 offensive starters are Carson Wentz. Jason Kelce, you're the one that told me that you saw somewhere that Jason Kelce walks out, looks to his left and right, and doesn't even recognize who's...
He's like, yeah, who are you people?
We are dealing with a practice squad. Our O-line is non-existent. So I think... we try and be aggressive and we try and make all these, like, not even trick plays, but we try and go for, like, these extra things to throw people off. But we don't have the weapons or the opportunity to succeed in them. So, we fail time and time and time and time again. And what's ironic is last week against the Ravens, the two of the times we went for the 2-point conversions, we didn't get them. So if we just kicked those 2 extra points, we lost by 2. It was 30-28, and obviously if we went for the field goal or went for the extra point, things would have been different anyway. I'm not saying we would have tied or won, but like just putting it in perspective, like how big those 2 points really are.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
It really does, and we got lucky yesterday.
Yeah,
because you guys had 40 seconds.
Yeah. Well, the reason why we didn't get down, because I genuinely believe we would have got down the field and got a field goal. I was a little concerned for our kicker, because our kicker was like not doing too well.
He pulled, what was it, a quad?
Yeah, he like had one of those like muscle guns.
Also, the worst camera angle ever.
Oh my god, like
in
right
slow motion, his leg and groin just jiggling on every TV. I was like,
I know, and
everyone was like, oh.
And I saw that, and I was watching the game last night with my brother, and it like zoomed in, like, you know, like on his downstairs area.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there, and we just got silent for a second, and I like glanced over at my brother, and I was like, that was weird, and he was like, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little uncomfy.
Yeah, but anyway, so our kicker was like, and I was like, okay, but at least give him the shot to kick the field goal, and it was, but then I don't know what happened. Our O-line collapsed. A defensive player got to Daniel. He got sacked and then fumbled the ball, and then you guys recovered it, and I was like, that's it, that's the game.
I actually heard the story about the conversation that happened before that, and it was Brandon Graham that pretty much ended the game for the Eagles.
Right.
A win. Apparently, I don't know who spoke to him, but one of the players went up to him and said, you know your daughter is watching this game. Like, imagine how much. And he said, he just pretty much put it in perspective, like, don't you want your daughter to see this? And he said it lit something up in him, and he just came out literally swinging, punching the ball out of Daniel Jones's hand. And I was like, why can't you play every snap? Like, your daughter's watching the whole game. Like, just do that all the time. But it was really beautiful. So I was very excited because I love him and I appreciate him, and he's done a lot for us over the years. But then when I heard that, I was just like, that is the cute. Like,
that's really pure, actually.
It really is.
I respect that.
It's so wholesome.
I love children.
Me too. They're so cute.
I know. That's really sweet. Well, I'm glad that there's like a happy story behind it. Yes. I know it still makes me sad.
I know. It's like I'm kind of rubbing salt in a
no.
A little bit, but
it's okay. I can heal. I'm not like. Thing is that I don't like the people that get.
The second time I've gotten trapped.
Jordan's ring is stuck in her hair.
Really bad. All right.
You got
Continue. I'll be okay.
Are you sure? Just take your ring off. There you go.
I don't have 8 others on my fingers.
What was I talking about? I just lost my train of thought.
Frick, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
We were talking about you said.
I remember now.
Backtracking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I hate when people are just like, I respect diehard fans and I love people who are like so into the game, but like the people that are just like, nothing matters anymore. It's just like, all right, relax. It's a game. It's a football game. It's a sport.
It is.
And you saw my Snapchat story where I was literally like in tears, like sitting on my floor. Yes. I was so upset.
Yeah.
I was genuinely upset. And then I was just like, my brother had gone to sleep by that point. I had nobody to like console me. So I just went to bed.
That's what you have to do.
But I woke up this morning. I am healthy. I am COVID-free.
Yes.
I got tested this morning.
We are both free of the Rona.
Yeah, in case anybody's wondering, we are indeed both negative. So that's why we are here.
We met up.
Maskless. Don't anybody judge us for that. So we both got tested.
We're in the clear.
And I was like, I have a good life. Everything's good. The Giants lost. That really sucks, but I'm going to move on. You know? It is what it is.
That's really...
And also, not to get, like, spiritual or anything, but I always think, you know, everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
You know? Like Drake said, God's plan.
Amen. Amen.
God's plan.
There's
a reason why the Eagles won. There's a reason why the Giants lost, and that's got to be your mindset on things. You can't just linger on the past.
Draft picks.
My brother keeps telling me, tank for Trevor, and I'm like, we're not. The Jets are doing that.
I saw a meme. How many memes are we going to reference in this one podcast?
So many memes.
My entire Instagram feed all day, every day is NFL memes. I guess I
love NFL memes.
They're the best things ever.
Yeah.
My favorite, we're creeping up. We're still far away, but we're creeping up the Valentine's Day cards.
Yes.
I wait all year for those. Anywho.
They're so funny.
It was like Trevor Lawrence smiling, skipping... staying an extra year at Clemson.
Yeah.
Because the Jets go 0-16 and he doesn't want to go. And then it's like, but next season when the Jets also go 0-16 and he like actually has to be in the draft, and it was him with like his eyes bulging. Like he went from like, haha, I'm fine, to like, oh my God, they really are bad and I really could go to them.
Yeah. Yeah. But like he can stay in school, I think, another year.
He can.
Yeah. I think he's a junior.
Which changes everything.
Which he could stay in school again. Yeah. Which I think people are encouraging him to do.
With the way the world's looking and the way the league is right now,
why not?
I would.
Stay in school.
If I could go back to school, I would go back to school.
Hell yeah.
It's like a safe place,
yeah.
honestly. Because, like,
one more year of just, like, you know.
Yeah. You're, like, coddled a little bit.
A little bit.
And, like, he's the top of the top.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Sure.
So, just enjoy it. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Yeah. Why not? We see poor Sammy Darnold over there.
Who I thoroughly adore.
He does some amazing, there's like, every once in a while, he just like does one thing that you're like, oh my God, who is that?
It's not him, it's the coaching.
Also, why does Adam Gase still have a job?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's an absolutely fantastic question.
I was expecting him to be unemployed like the rest of us on Monday. Okay.
I'm working harder than Adam Gase right now, and I am unemployed.
A lot of people are working harder than Adam Gase. What is wrong?
Also, Le'Veon Bell was released.
Right, yes.
Before
he lost his job.
Yeah, so,
What?
They didn't score a single point last week.
They did not. Against the Dolphins.
Not 1 point.
The Dolphins.
And the Falcons even fired their head coach, their GM, their special teams coordinator.
Yeah.
And the Jets,
Yeah, and the Texans. Just, I heard my brother say that I don't know how true it is. It's a rumor. But the Falcons may or may not just clean up shop and start from scratch.
I think they should.
And I was like, get rid of everybody except Julio Jones and just build the foundation around him.
Absolutely.
Get rid of Matt Ryan.
They need to. I was just going to say, it needs to happen.
He's not just, like, he's a good quarterback. He could be really good somewhere else, I think. He's just not doing good with his team.
There's something, and honestly, you can make the argument, maybe when they have a new head coach, there's a better connection, things start happening, maybe him and
Ryan Tannehill.
Exactly.
Great example.
Maybe him and Dan Quinn just weren't the best combo.
Sure.
I don't know what it is, but there's an overwhelming amount of quarterbacks in the league right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, Jameis Winston.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's still out there, and, like, I know
he plays on the Saints.
He's on the Saints, and the Saints have Taysom Hill as their third string when Taysom Hill wants to be the next Drew Brees. So, like, there's a lot that can get shifted around right now.
Yeah, it's...
So, I think it's time to part from the Matt Ryan train in Atlanta.
You know, they call him, like, Matty Ice?
Yeah.
I just call him Matty Melts now. Because, like, he's just struggling hardcore. I mean, they did win their last game, but that's because they got rid of Dan Quinn.
Literally.
And it's just like, okay, maybe Matt Ryan will start doing better.
What the deal is when a team fires their head coach and then they come out the next week and are just like...
What I think it also has to do with is money. Because if you have a new guy, a new head coach or an interim head coach, a lot of these guys are like, oh my God, like, my contract's on the line now. Maybe this new guy or this new coach that's now going to come in doesn't like me, doesn't want to pay for me, gets rid of me.
That's
so
very true.
They're playing for the fact that, yes, they got a new coach and, like, maybe they're going to be better now and they have that kind of fire under them. But then some of the other guys are like, oh, man, like, I might like, lose some money here.
Yeah.
And definitely, like, will step up their game to be like, hey, look, coach, I got 2 touchdowns last game. Like, you still want me, right?
Yeah.
So I think that also has something to do with that, too.
No, that's about you. Know what you're talking about.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to so many sports podcasts. I heard that on actually a Barstool podcast, the Dime Package.
Yeah.
With Casey and Fran.
So fantastic.
Love it. I tweet them like all the time. They always like reach out to me.
Shout out. They didn't name you, but it was you.
I know, and I was so flipping out. I was so
I think you Snapchatted me like in tears.
I was in tears.
Yeah.
But they always retweet my stuff. Like Casey retweeted like me the other day. Like France retweeted me. It's just like they're just like so chill.
We should be friends with them.
We should.
And France is an Eagles fan.
I know Fran is an Eagles fan. She actually tweeted last night. She was just like, we can all agree both teams are bad.
Yes.
And I like quote tweeted her and I was like, Fran, listen, I'm a Giants fan and I agree with you.
Yes.
And like, I was just like, I need her to understand that we are all on the same page here. We just kind of like outlost each other.
Exactly.
Nobody won.
It's not even a real like if we all start getting good to the point where we have winning records and you don't know. It's not even, let's put it this way. Mm-hmm. When the NFC East teams play each other, like we have Cowboys, oh my God, I almost just did it again. Cowboys Washington this weekend.
Yeah.
Censor.
Bleep.
It's not even who's going to win, it's who's going to lose.
Yeah.
Which is pathetic.
Yeah. Wait, I want you to explain what you told me the other day about that all-star NFC East team.
Oh, here's the theory.
Yeah.
Going to make playoffs fair.
Yeah.
Since our division is so terrible, it's also unfortunate because pretty much everybody's hurt. But think of it this way. If everybody was healthy, the only way it's realistically fair for the NFC East to have a team in the playoffs is if you take the all-star superstars from all 4 teams and you have this fantastic squad. You can name them something crazy and you send them to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because then it's actually a competition for the rest of the NFC.
Yeah, it'd be like the Pro Bowl of the NFC East.
Yes.
But that plays in the playoffs.
Because realistically,
yeah,
whichever one of our crappy
they're going to lose.
They're losing in the first round.
First round.
The NFC is too competitive right now. There are too many.
There's no way they're going to. Nobody's going to make it that far. I mean, the Eagles did it sort of well last year in the playoffs.
Sort of.
But like,
also
they like just skirted in there.
And that's what the Eagles do.
Yeah.
But this season, like last season was tough, but this season kind of took that and smashed it and stomped on it and said, oh, you thought last year was tough? Let me show you what real pain looks like.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. Wait, so what would the name be?
Oh, here we go. I didn't think this far ahead.
Okay, so we got Giants, Eagles.
We could do an acronym.
Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, football team. So, JECF.
You said J.
G. What is the alphabet? I don't know.
Who needs it, honestly?
Who needs it?
We're in a pandemic.
Yep.
That's it. Or we could do like,
The giant
cowbird football team.
Cowbird. The giant. I bet like the giant. No. The gotta like combine Eagles and Cowboys.
I know.
In a good way, like the giant Eagle Cowboy football team. I don't know. No, that's just listing them off.
Giant Eagle Boy football team.
Eagle Boy.
And then
it's a giant Eagle Boy.
Our logo will be a giant Eagle Boy, like a giant with wings.
No, just like a giant, like a person who's a giant.
Yes.
With an eagle head and like little feet.
Oh my God.
With a football.
Yes. How do we both have that thought at the same time? I think we should pitch. We need to call up Roger.
Roger, here I am.
We have a brilliant plan.
Honestly, though, it's like almost as brilliant as, football overtime field goals.
Yes, shout out to Brian.
Yeah, our old coworker Brian
had a brilliant idea for NFL, because I think most people can. I hate NFL overtime.
I've talked about this so many times.
It is horrific. It's not. I don't think it's fair. Like, it's ridiculous. The fact that an NFL game can end in a tie.
No, it should not be allowed.
It should not be allowed. So, but it's just mean. I mean,
I'm upset.
The Eagles are 2-4-1. Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also like you have to have two teams that have a tie because there's two teams that play each other. So now there's like the Bengals all the way over here and the Eagles all the way over here.
With their ties.
Also,
what do you do with it?
Also, no offense, Joe Burrow deserved that win.
He did.
I mean.
You know how hard it was when
the
Eagles played the Bengals and I had to root against Joe Burrow.
I know.
And when the Eagles played the Ravens and I had to
root against Lamar Jackson.
It was, oh my God, pain.
Yeah.
Just overall pain. I literally found myself, Lamar Jackson had a gorgeous run because Lamar Jackson always,
because he's like, Lamar.
Cheering. And then I'm like, wait,
What
am
I doing?
Like, where's my defense? Like, stop this man for the first time. Just don't let him do his thing.
Who let this man in here?
Yeah.
He's not allowed.
And then half of my brain, it's like Voldemort.
Yeah.
The back of me is like, yes, run, Lamar. But the front of me is like, no, get him. It's like the twitch and the stuttering.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just reread Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's okay.
Sorcerer's Stone for the first time, so that's where that analogy came from.
Which is funny because Lamar Jackson was Harry Potter for Halloween last year.
My favorite.
Which we've watched that video like 17,000 times.
I'm having a bad day, and I Google that presser. And it repeat on loop. I think it has probably 100,000 views. I am probably 90,000 of them.
Yeah, and I would say I'm like the other 10.
Yes, no, it's...
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it.
Yeah, 100%. Google Lamar Jackson Harry Potter conference or like Harry Potter costume. He just like, somebody asked him around Halloween last year.
Yes.
If like what he was for Halloween, and like the quickest thing he was like, I was Harry Potter.
I'm sorry. I had my little coat on.
Yeah.
And then the one reporter that was like, I saw a picture of you. And he goes out of his way to like dab him up.
Yeah.
And, like, thanks,
and he was like, yeah, my lady was Hermione. And then he was like, and then I fall asleep during watching Harry Potter, so like Harry Potter watches me.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Do you watch Harry Potter? Like, are you and he was like,
no.
He was like, I tried, basically. But
it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
Even though they're children's books. But that's okay. They're meant for like third graders.
They are, but I appreciate them more now than I did. How did we go from talking Eagles Giants to discussing
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Because it's great.
Harry Potter.
My God. I showed my boyfriend that video because I was like, I forgot what primetime game was on. I make him watch all the primetime games with me, even though my boyfriend absolutely hates, well, he doesn't hate it. He just doesn't watch football or sports in general.
Which is hysterical.
Yeah, it's so funny. We are complete polar opposites. But he supports my dreams of one day doing this for, professionally. And I pointed him out and I was like, oh, that's Lamar Jackson, because I've told him about him 17 times. And he was just like, oh, okay. And I was like, I have to show you this video. So I show it to him and he was like, oh my God, that man is the purest thing I've ever seen in my life.
He really is.
And he was like, wow, like that really just genuinely made me like the Ravens. And I was like, okay, first of all, we can't like the Ravens as a team, but we can like Lamar Jackson.
We like Lamar Jackson.
And he was just like, okay. He was like, thank you for setting my boundaries. And I was like, you're welcome. Communication, people.
Yeah.
That is the
and that's
secret.
On a healthy relationship.
That's a secret to healthy relationship. Communicate with your partner.
Yes.
I promise it's worth it.
Relationship advice.
Welcome to the Relationship Podcast with Sam and Jordyn, where we talk about how to have a healthy relationship. Me and Jordyn, who is single. We have the two sides of it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like call you out there.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We're dealing with it.
It's all good.
We're dealing with it.
Yeah.
That's the best I can come up with right now.
I love you.
I love you more.
I'll be your boyfriend.
Thank you. Tell Michael I'm sorry.
He'll be okay.
I'm stealing you.
He'll live.
Okay.
It'll be
Great.
okay.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Cool.
Sorry, Michael, in advance.
Me and Jordyn are dating now.
Yes. Oh.
All right. Is there anything else in this Giants-Eagles game that we wanted to talk about? I feel like we hit a lot of the main points, and then we went on a lot of tangents. We're hitting 50 minutes right now.
We are hitting... holy crap.
This was going to be like a 15-minute interview, but now, like, my podcast, it's just going to be just the two of us now. I'm going to be like, hey, here you go.
Yeah, enjoy this,
I'm gonna
posh.
I'm gonna talk about the other games for like 5 minutes in total, and I'm gonna be like, here's everything else about Giants Eagles.
Yes, literally.
Yeah.
No, overall, it was supposed to be a crappy game because we're two crappy teams.
Right, trash fire.
Here's my theory, though.
Okay, tell me your theory.
We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
I think these games are so good.
Yeah.
Because they're both two crappy teams.
On the same level.
They're on the same level, so they're competing for who's crappier. Yeah,
like you can't have like a high school football team come in and play, you know, the Kansas City Chiefs and have it be a fair game.
Yes, which is basically what would happen if the Eagles or Giants played the Chiefs.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Here we are.
No, it's you're 100% right.
It came down, like, that's a kind of game that everyone hopes for. Like, it comes down to the last minute. Like, you're on your edge. Even if you're not a fan, like, you're like, oh, my God, what's going to happen in this game? Like, you have to know.
Yeah.
So, I know I'm biased.
I know.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
The thing is, though, I also thoroughly enjoyed it. My heart rate went up and down several times.
Yes. My Apple Watch was like, breathe. Please breathe.
Oh, my God. It did that, and it also was just like, it told me to stand up, but I was already, like, standing on my couch, and it was like, you did it. And I was just like, thank you.
I needed that.
Thank you for congratulating me on doing basic human functions, like breathing and standing. It's the
little things, okay?
It really is. Apple Watches are really here just to comfort us
They really are.
in the hard times. But
amazing.
Was there anything else you want to talk about? I mean, I don't even know what like upcoming games are coming up. I mean, let's just check real quick to see if we have some like good matchups.
Well, the Eagles play the Cowboys for the first time next week.
That's next week. Well, we're
week.
in week 7 now. Technically.
Oh,
I'm talking about
Christmas.
Sunday. I'm talking about Sunday, Jordyn.
I experienced so much trauma on Thursday that I just completely forgot I have to go through it again for an entire frickin' day.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yeah.
And last Sunday took years off my life.
Oh, yeah.
There was so, like...
It was so long.
It never ended.
Yeah. It was forever.
Every game was weird to me. Like, oh, wow.
Oh, what I do just, like, want to, like, just talk about with you, because you're here really quick, is Justin Herbert. Because we're on
the same page.
We have talked about him in the past together, like over texts and such, because we are so in love with Justin Herbert.
Like, to the point where it pains me that we're not friends.
I know, and he seems so chill. He was actually, like, one of the things that they were talking about when he was getting drafted was the fact that he was shy, and they didn't know if they wanted to draft him because they didn't know what kind of leader he would be, which is, like, tell me that's not the most, like, sad thing you've ever heard. I wanted him to get drafted over Tua, but I didn't want him to go to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I think they ended up respectively on the teams that they belonged. Like, Tua is supposed to be on the Dolphins. Justin looks great.
I just want to say the Chargers are 1-4. I think they're the best 1-4 team in the league.
100%.
They're so close every time.
And Justin, at the end of the day, is a winner. Even though he hasn't won a game, respectively, on record, but all of those games...
He brought the Chiefs into overtime.
And that was his NFL debut.
And he didn't even know.
He didn't know. He knew 5 or 10. I think it was actually closer to like 5 to 2 minute range before the game that he was starting.
Oh, but I feel so bad for Tyrod.
I feel it honestly breaks my heart.
Tyrod literally got stabbed in the lung.
Literally by his team doctor.
I wonder if that man got fired or not.
I don't know, because I saw them explaining how, like, they are aware that, like, this could happen. Like, it's unfortunate, but it could happen. What's so unfortunate was that he lost his job again.
I know. To a rookie.
Again.
To a rookie due to an injury again.
Yes.
And now I don't even know if he's okay or not yet.
I don't even think he could, like, they named Justin as their starter even when he's healthy. I don't even think he's healthy. Like, I don't even think he could play right now.
No, I mean, how could you when someone stabbed you in the lung? All right, so we've gone on such a long tangent here. This was going to be a very short interview, but it ended up being an hour long.
Are we surprised?
No, not at all. No. Not at all. So for everybody who's listening to this podcast, I mean, I don't think you guys knew what you were getting into, but here you are. And
we didn't even know what we were getting into. We went on a 3-minute tangent about Harry Potter.
Yes,
so.
we did. We did. And then I would just threw up, Justin Herbert at the end there. But anyway, so that was Giants-Eagles from Thursday night and some other things in the middle of that. But Jordyn, I want to thank you so much for being like my first official, other than my brother, guest.
Thank you.
I'm very appreciative of you.
This is the first, I'm just getting into the whole YouTube media thing. This is the first thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed myself, so thank you for having me.
We should definitely do it again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll do it next time Giants play the Eagles.
Let's do it.
They are going to play again.
Absolutely.
All right, so you guys can expect Jordyn back on the pod next time, which I think is November. They play at MetLife.
Yes.
So in a month. In a month, you can come back on the pod. We can do all this all over again. It'll be really fun. So make sure you check out Jordyn's YouTube channel, SportyJordy, SportyJordy.
You're in for some chaotic
give her a subscribe. It's very much like how I just yell at you guys all the time. Jordyn does the same thing, but she goes by NFL Week. She puts out like a 15-20 minute video every week. It's very entertaining to watch. I highly suggest subscribing and watching her videos. And Jordyn, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, back to the regular scheduled programming.
Yes.
So that was our interview with Jordyn. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Like we said in the interview, she'll be coming back to the show when Eagles Giants play again. Let me know if you guys want to see more of her. I really enjoyed doing this podcast with her, and it was really fun. So let's get into just our feel-good story of the week. Obviously, we don't have time for segments this week, but let's do our feel-good story of the week to end it off, and then we will say goodbye until next week in NFL Week 8. All right, so I'm sure many people have seen this, and I saw it several times, and it made me cry not once, but twice. Ron Rivera, as many people know, was battling lymphoma cancer, and he was saying that he was going to be getting his cancer treatments while he continued to coach. And when the diagnosis first came out, I was like, I cannot believe this. Ron Rivera seems like a really stellar person, and you don't really want to wish cancer upon your worst enemy. But our feel-good story this week is the fact that this week, Ron Rivera finished his last cancer treatment and walked down the halls of, I'm not sure which cancer hospital he was at, but he walked down the halls, made it to that bell, and rang that bell saying that he was done getting chemotherapy, and that seriously brought a tear to my eyeballs. Oh my Lord, it was misty-eyed for sure. Like I seriously was just a little weepy. But and then I saw it again on SportsCenter after Monday Night Football, and it brought a tear to my eye again, and I was like, God dang it, Ron. So anyway, our feel-good story obviously is that I'm really hoping that Coach Ron, I should say, I'm not friends with him, is doing really, really well, and I'm really happy that he's finished up his cancer treatments, and we are kicking cancer's butt in Crucial Catch Month. That's what's important, man. In the month of Crucial Catch, he finished his cancer treatments, and that is super fantastic. That's going to do it for this week, people. I hope you guys all enjoyed the episode this week. Obviously, like I said, a little different, but it was really fun to do. I hope you... before I finish that off, don't forget to subscribe to on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever it is that you get your podcasts from, as well as follow us on Twitter, TGWTS Podcast, and on YouTube, of course, The Girl Who Talks Sports. Press subscribe and the little bell notification so you know when I post a new video. And also, give Jordyn a follow, SportyJordy. And, so I hope you guys all have a fun, fantastic, sports-filled day. Go out and vote. It's very important. It's your God-given right. Make sure that you go out and vote. And also make sure that you wear your mask, wash your hands, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys all next week for NFL Week 8. Bye!